Alright guys, so welcome to the video. Jason Clemens, Free from Vacation Fees LLC. As I said in the last video, this is going to be if you owe money on your timeshare, how to get out of timeshare if you owe money. Once again, we're up here in Madison, Wisconsin. It's October, feels like January now, so hoodie on. It's cold in the room I'm shooting this. And again, if it gets technical, forgive me. Yes, University of Wisconsin is up here in Madison. I attended there. I have an engineering degree. So if I get too technical, forgive me. I'll try to make it simplistic. But if you owe money and you want to get out of your timeshare, you're in a little bit of a different situation than people who have their mortgages paid off. So I'm just going to try to keep this in the video. So the bottom line is, obviously you have a deed. As I say, if you've watched any of the past videos, you have a deed if you have a timeshare ownership. Actually, I think that might be out of the screen, so you have a deed, all right? And most people have one. Most people have one deed, but you know, maybe you've called in to your timeshare and say, hey, you know, maybe whatever you own, I'm not going to name any names, but whatever timeshare you own, you know, you called in and the spiel is always the same. On the other end, they pick up the line and you want to get out and you say, you know, will you take this timeshare back? Because we're always told, there's so much bullshit online, like you're always told, oh, just call in and, you know, they'll take your timeshare back, no problem, no questions asked. Well, as you know, this is most likely it's BS for most people because this simply doesn't happen that regularly. Or you gotta meet very stringent criteria that timeshare to take them back, and then you're still paying quite a bit of money for that. But if you call back, what they're gonna do is they're gonna see if you meet any criteria, and chances are you don't, and so they're gonna say, no, well, we're not gonna take it back. You know, just try to sell it, is what they'll say. So, bottom line is most people have one deed, but then you'll call in, they'll say, well, here's what we can do, you know. You maybe you'll offer some complaints, like we can't use our timeshare when we want to, or we can't, or the dates we want to go, we can't use the dates, or we can't go to the locations we want to go. And they'll say, well, no problem. Just here, we'll upgrade you into a scenario, a better package, quotes you, they call them packages. We'll upgrade you, and then you can go whenever you want. And generally, what they don't say, and I've talked to a lot of people who are in this situation, what they don't say, and it's a fucking ridiculous, is they don't say that generally what they do is you wind up with a second deed on that upsell, okay? And some people have been upsold 3 times, and now their maintenance fees have gone from, you know, maybe like $650, and then on the next upsell, you know, maybe they're up to $900, and then maybe on the next one they're up to $1,500, okay, attached to all these deeds or whatever. But that's a general scenario you're faced with, okay? Well, on top of these maintenance fees, okay, this deed, when you first bought, you bought into that timeshare with an initial, okay, maybe like a down payment, because this deed comes with a mortgage. Remember, if you can't pay it cash and you own a deed, well, it's going to come with a mortgage, because they're going to say, well, that timeshare package costs $20,000. Or it costs $50,000, okay? And so generally people will put whatever, like 20% or maybe even 10% down, okay? So it's common for people to put like whatever, $5,000, maybe like $10,000 down on that mortgage. Again, hopefully I'm not getting too complicated here, but this will be the total that you owe on the mortgage. That's the total, okay? This will be the down payment. That's the down payment. okay? But then with this, you're gonna have a P&I payment. Again, that's just principal and interest with the mortgage, okay? And so if you have one deed, generally that's one mortgage, and two deeds, generally you'll wind up with two mortgages, okay? So you get the higher maintenance fees plus these two mortgages, and then generally what they'll do is you'll go through this process again on the second mortgage. So hopefully I haven't overcomplicated it again, forgive me if I have. But generally speaking, that's the scenario. Now the P&I, your payments, I'm not gonna do payment calculations on all this, it just depends on how much you owe. But a common payment would be maybe like $200 per month, okay? And that equates out to $2,400 a year. Now, that's just an example. Again, that's P and I, okay? So that's P plus I, your principal plus your interest. So a lot of that will be interest to start with. But also you're going to have, okay, this could be a lot higher than this. I mean, I've talked to people who have been paying $2,000 per month. Okay? They bought in at actually $90,000 for their amazing timeshare package, and we won't get into that, but it's $2,000 per month. And they find out that it's a joke. So the point is, when you call up your timeshare company, most of the time they're not going to take it back. Okay, they're gonna say, well, just go sell it, or just find some other way. Go with an exit company, or find some other way to go about it. So what I'm gonna do is come over here now, and I'll go in blue. So the problem becomes that you can't just sell it. The reason you can't just sell it is that, let's say that you owe $20,000 to $50,000. Let's just make it $20,000. Okay. The reason you can't just go to a place like eBay and sell it is because you have a mortgage, and you would need somebody to pay you $20,000 to get you out of that mortgage to take over your deed. And that's just if you have one deed, okay? That's why selling, in general, selling less than 1% resell. And I don't care if you have your mortgage paid off or not. Those stats are deceiving. That is for those who have everything paid off. If you owe money, that is probably like zero, okay? You're probably dealing with zero. 0 out of 100 that are gonna sell if you owe that kind of money, because nobody's gonna pay you that for a timeshare. And so you're stuck. And that's what you're never going to hear in a video about how to get out of your timeshare. You get stuck because you have that mortgage. And you have that P&I payment, plus that's added on to your monthly maintenance fee bill, and you're stuck because you can't get out. So, the question is, how do you go about doing this? Okay, now, I am not an attorney. We are not attorneys. Again, we're Free from Vacation Fees LLC up here in Madison. But we do help a lot of people who owe money. All right? And so, what you got to do is understand that if you were sold, this is how you go about getting out of it, basically. So, if you were sold a timeshare, all right, and maybe better I erase some of this. Give me 1 second. So, the bottom line is, this will just make it easier to see. All right, so I'll write this in red. So if you were sold a timeshare, in my opinion, and I've been doing this for a long time, so the bottom line is that no logical person, in my mind, especially in today's day and age, is going to buy into a timeshare if they understand what it is. Okay? A timeshare is really, you are basically paying, again, let's say that $20,000, okay, to get in a contract that has limited usership, for lack of a better term. This is what timeshare companies are. So take the biggest ones, they have a finite amount of units you can vacation, but seemingly an infinite number of people who are stuck in these contracts. Well, it's no wonder why you are never going to be able to use that timeshare at the time you want to use it. It's limited, okay? But that's number one. The person who sold you that timeshare never told you that. They would never tell you that. They would never say you can't vacation when you want. They'd never say that because you'd never buy it. And so they lied to you. When you asked them, can I use it whenever I want? They said, yeah, no problem. Secondly, odds are they told you if you want to get out, just call us. And it'll be easy to get out. But in the fine print, you find out, just like it went through, if you owe money, you're not going to be able to get out, okay? And most people who have their mortgages paid off, all right, still can't get out that way because they have to meet stringent criteria. Well, they don't mention this criteria when they sell it to you. Thirdly, they say things like, well, these maintenance fees, these are never going to go up, all right? So, maintenance fees never go up. Again, they'll say that. Well, you find out that they do, and they disguise these increases in the form of special assessments or well, we're making improvements to the property, and that's how they get them to go up. Okay? So, and there's more. I can go 4, I can go 5, but the only way you can get any rational person, which I'm assuming is you, to buy a timeshare is to lie, okay? Where they get you in a room or they offer you a $200 weekend stay if you sit through one of their seminars, and then they high pressure you into buying it. It's the only way logically is to lie to you. And so this is a lie, and this is a lie, and this is a lie, and all the way down, these are all lies, okay? And so it's misrepresentation. Now, if you owe money, it's why a lot of people will contact attorneys. And attorneys will go about saying, well, to the timeshare company, you misrepresented this, okay? And so we want out because this can't be legit. You can't lie and get us in. And so that's what a lot of people do. Now the issue becomes, and that's a perfectly good situation, but the issue becomes, as you know, okay, the average for an attorney is going to run probably anywhere from, at least given the people I've spoken with, $5,000 anywhere to $7,500. The average is probably about $5,500 if you call an attorney to get you out. Okay, again, we're not attorneys, but the process is the same. Okay, so another aspect of this, the way we handle it, is basically just as advocacy. And let me write it over here. It'll be easier. Okay, so it's the same process. We know that you were lied to, and so we're going to use this, and through our various means, through contact and through letters and whatnot, we basically just do advocacy. So you've probably heard of consumer advocacy, and that's all we do. And just, it's the same process, but this is how you would go about getting out of a timeshare if you have a mortgage, using this information. Okay, and then it's through letters to your timeshare company and through phone calls. Okay, because they know they lied, and through various other means, and just with our experienced parties, we're able to go about targeting this to get you out. We're not attorneys. We can't call ourselves attorneys. It's not what we do. We are consumer advocates. Okay, now. What makes us different is that what we do is we work refers. Okay, so if you own an iPhone or you own a whatever device you have, a Samsung Galaxy, whatever, that company generally does not manufacture their own. iPhone does not manufacture their own iPhones. What they do is they send them over. Okay, they have manufacturing facilities in China that manufacture their iPhones to their specifications. Okay, and the advantage is that that manufacturer, okay, so if this is Apple and this is the manufacturer, MAN, all right, well, they just contract with the manufacturer to meet stringent specifications, and the manufacturer, who can make these phones far cheaper than Apple, makes them to their specifications. It's all we do, okay? We have been in this business for a long time. What we do, free from vacation fees, which is us up here in Madison, Wisconsin, we refer out to people who handle this process. They are consumer advocates. We have very close relationships with a few companies in the industry, okay, and they are excellent. And this is how they get you out of a timeshare if you have a mortgage. And they do it, so this is you, or this is our advocates. You probably can't read that, but whatever. And then they meet our specifications. Now the advantage of referring like this is that we back it. All right? It is us on the line. They must do it to our specifications. You pay us, okay? And then we refer it out and they must meet our specifications, so we're the go-between, and that's how you're backed. It's more advantageous doing it this way than if you meet or you go with a transfer company or a law firm who does everything in-house. It's the same way that a big timeshare company handles it. They do everything in-house. And so the problem is when you try to contact them to get back your money, they're trained. They don't have to get it back. Everything's in-house. With us doing it this way, our ass is on the line. So we work with them to our specifications, and they must get you out, or our ass is on the line for the money, because we do everything with a money back guarantee. Okay? And the general time frame on that is 8 to 12 months. That's generally what it takes. Anybody that tells you it's going to happen faster than that generally is lying to you. It generally does not. Now, as far as pricing, I got no problem telling you what the pricing is. We've done it in the last video. We talked about pricing. Your average attorney pricing is going to be from $5,000 to $7,500 or more, depending if you have multiple deeds. Okay. Generally speaking, our prices are from $24,000 to somewhere around $2,900. Okay. So it's a half or more, a half or less of the price for getting you out of the timeshare, out of the maintenance fees, out of the principal and interest payment, out of your mortgage, which gets you out of the contract so you can be free of your timeshare. So hopefully that made sense. I think I explained everything. Hopefully I have a habit of making things too complex, but that's basically the way that we go about getting you out of your timeshare. Okay, what I just talked about here. Again, my name is Jason with Free From Vacation Fees LLC up in Madison, Wisconsin. I've talked about in the last videos. You can go to our website, freefromvacationfees.com. On that page, usually we have a video up there or something. But below that, more importantly, we have a contact form. You can just specify what time you would like us to contact you. But this is what we do. This is generally the price, okay? It is guaranteed, 100% money back guaranteed, and hopefully you found this useful. If you do and you have questions, or if you liked it, like the video, but you can check us out on our website and contact us there. So have yourself a great day.